Alright, we created our first settings page, and now in this video we will be creating our settings for that page, and we will be storing these settings. Without wasting any of our time, let's quickly jump into the development. Alright, so here we left last time. First of all, how we create our settings. For that, we will also be using another action that is admin init, and for that we will be calling register settings callback. What it does, it actually does once admin initializes its settings API runs, and we call back that to our function, and in that function we provide group of our functions, sections, and all those fields. So let's see in the practical way. So we will be seeing it's creating a function like add action, and name of our hook is to be called as admin init. Obviously in our array we will be calling our callback like we did earlier. We can say our callback function like register settings, right? So once our admin initializes our register settings, callback will be run. So what this callback does actually, because hooks run based on the path, like in this case admin init will be run, so our callback to register the settings will be running. Let me show you our callback first so you understand it properly. Callback for the setting. All right, so we can name our like this, and what we have to create in this page. So first of all we have to create group. All right, like where our group are our settings will be stored. For that we can pass our group key, something like we can say it a portfolio group. Okay, all right, perfect. And next, what key we will be saving our actual values into the database. So we can say it something like wp create a portfolio options. All right, and for sanitization obviously we have to run a callback, and we can name it something like sanitize, but you can give it any name you want. All right, so we have created our register settings function, and in that function we have, oh, we made a mistake here actually. So we passed everything. Actually we have to pass these things inside our register setting like this. Okay, so something like this, because it is our callback function. So in that function we have to, yes, we have to pass our register setting function with certain parameters like we just did. Okay, so now we will be creating our group of the settings, and the key name which with that the name of it is something like, with that name our settings will be stored in the database. All right, before saving anything to the database we will be calling a sanitize method, so it will remove all the wrong things like we discussed in the previous video to make plugin security a valid thing. All right, so what's next? We have created our group, we have created our name of the setting, and we have passed our sanitize field. Next comes, we have to create our settings. All right, for that we have to create a settings section. We can say it's something like first of all we have to call our settings section, and here we have to pass certain things. All right, what we will be passing, we will be first of all passing name id of the section. So what we want to say to this section. All right, so what we want to say, we can simply say something like wp creative portfolio section, portfolio and section. Let me check it out. All right, so we have created our sections. Inside our settings is section. Okay, so what's next? The next thing is what we want to say to this section. All right, so we can say it's something like portfolio settings. Obviously we have to pass our trans translation text domain. All right, something is wrong. Oh, we missed this one. Okay, so if we want to provide a callback for the description, we can provide here, but in this case we will not be passing anything. So we can simply pass it null as we don't want to have anything. And next final thing is for this function is where we want to link this settings section. Obviously we want to link this to the settings page which we already created. All right, and what comes next? Next is to create our fields which we will be binding to our section or page. Okay, so how to create those fields? For that, we can simply check what type of fields we want to create. As I already mentioned, we will be okay. So why it is showing an error? Registered settings. Oh, there is no such method at all, function at all. So if it should be something like register settings. All right. So like we will be providing option to give users name of the plural, name of the post type, singular name of the post type, and obviously slug. So all our fields if we see are input. All right, so I think it's better we can create our fields in a way which is like this. We can create our fields array, and inside that we can pass our key values for each field. So we can say our plural name to the field, and we can obviously pass our translation ready name like this portfolio plural name, and obviously our text domain. All right, so I can simply copy, and based on our other fields I can paste it like singular name slug, and we can also change slug of the taxonomy, and we can also create name of the taxonomy, but that's a learning for you. So I can simply say create your own taxonomy plural and singular names and save and use. Okay, so it's a learning for you. So what else we can do, we can create like some sort of a posters per page as well. Okay, so we can give these names something like singular name, we can say it portfolio singular name, and obviously to our slug we can say something like portfolio slug. All right, and we can give taxonomy slug, so we can say something like category slug. All right, and we can also give something like posts per page to be used as our short code. So I can simply show you how to do that. Obviously I already given you assignment to create your own count parameter inside the short code. All right, so it's only for a learning purposes. So we have created our array of fields, but how to create our actual fields? For that, we can simply run our for each loop on our fields, as key value, or I can say ID and label. Why I am saying it? Because once we are creating fields, we play with the IDs. Based on that, data is being stored, and for that we can call settings. Exactly, add settings field function, and in that field, and in that set function, we can pass everything. Like, we can pass ID, what ID we want to name for each setting, as we are running a loop, so all these different fields will be created. Okay, so first time the name of the field ID will be plural name, singular name, slug, and like that. And then comes a name. For name we will be using label, because if you see, we created different labels for each of our settings. And then callback function to generate that field. As I mentioned earlier, as all of our fields are text inputs, so we can simply create a function like render field, and there I will be showing you how to create our fields. So finally, the slug, which is same, our section for the field is same. And next comes the section. So section for to bind this particular field to what section. So in our case, the name of our section is WP Creative Portfolio section. All right, and now we have to pass ID, and for that we will be passing our ID like this. All right, but if you see, we have created some sort of a setting, but our render field method is missing function. So how to create this method actually? So I think it's better we can simply create this function first. So I can name this function like something public function render it was field. Okay, anyway, I can simply copy and paste it. So what we were doing here, we were doing simply nothing different at all. We can simply pass arguments because we are creating different fields. And here, now if you see, we are printing our fields. For example, here we will be showing what the name of the field was. So how to use the name of the field which was already stored in the database? For that we have to fetch our stored options. So how we fetch our options? We simply call get option function. Right, so what is the name or ID of our options? We already created that. Yes, exactly, that was WP underscore creative underscore portfolio underscore options. All right, from this option we can get value, like what was stored in it. Right, so we can check if it is in set. What was is set actually inside our options? What was the name? Yes, because each item will be stored as key value. That's why we passed our ID like this. All right, so we can check if it is not set, then we can simply set. If it is set, we can actually fetch it, and we can use our args ID. All right, but if it's not, we can keep it to empty. All right, what we are doing here, we are simply fetching our value from the options based on the ID. Like for example, first time once this field or loop runs, it will be fetching value of plural name, and on the last time it will be fetching of the value of the postage per page field. All right, so finally we can create our input field. So here we can simply say something like input type is equal to text. As you know, we our field type is text. So what to give name to the field? This is something tricky. If you see how we are passing using our names here. All right, so in very same fashion we have to pass name of our field. So we can simply say it creative portfolio options. and then what will be the name of the id. To pass that, we will be simply passing args id. All right, but what will be the value? That is how we will be fetching it. Okay, so we fetch the id, and obviously we have to make it something like this because it is proper name. So args id, yes, it is proper name now. All right, so what is the value and how we will be using the value? We will be same way we will be, obviously we have to use escape attribute whenever we are inside the value. Yes, so we have already fetched the value, so we have to simply do it like this. And if we want to provide any class to our input, we can do that. So we will be using regular text class of WordPress. All right, first of all let me quickly see if it works. All right, if you see, we have created few fields. Okay, so if you see, all our fields are there. Let me quickly make some change and save it to see if that works. Perfect, our settings saved and anything we stored in the value is shown there. All right, so if I check for this one, obviously it should be showing for this one. Perfect, so our settings are created and being saved. Now obviously we have to style it as per our needs, so we can simply do something like, it is only for showing you, but we can do it differently and we can also add our custom styles for settings. So let me check why it's not rendering in our, okay, so it is coming inside the td class. Okay, so it looks like something is broken. If we, all right, our regular class is missing, and if we check again, it is perfect. All right, so now we have created our settings, and now let me quickly use these settings like this, and we can say it like this, and we can say project category, and posts per page I can set as to 12. And if I save, and all of these settings are saved, and if I reload the page, our settings are shown perfectly. So now we have created our options, but how to use those options? Like if we have created here projects, how to show it? Remember, if you go to our main class, we have created for our post type like something like this. All right, so it's time to make it dynamic. All right, so how we fetch our options like we did earlier inside our, yes, inside our other, all right, I made a mistake here. Okay, like we did in our settings page. So what was the name of our options? That was wp creative portfolio options. All right, and what was the next thing? Next thing is we have to change name of our plural, like from here. So how to do that? So we have to make sure if it's not empty. What not empty? Our options. And what was the name of our key? That was plural name. From where we are taking this name? We are taking this plural name from here, because that will be becoming our name of the field and id. All right, so if it's not empty, what to do next? All right, so we have to make sure it's not empty. If not empty, then we have to fetch it. And if it's empty, what to do? If it's empty, simply we can pass our default. What was our default name? Portfolios, and our text domain. All right. And now if I simply save it and reload, okay, something is wrong. We made a mistake. Options, WP create a portfolio. Options plural, not empty. Options plural name, then oh, what we pasted here. All right. So now we have to check once again. Perfect. Our projects is coming from here. But if you see, portfolio is still there. In a very same fashion, we have to simply copy and paste it, and we have to copy name of our option, and we have to simply replace it, and we have to say it portfolio, and we have to say it singular. All right. So we can remove these things. Add new project. So whatever we adding here is being part of the plugin. All right. So this is your own learning, but not that tough. You have to simply copy it. You have to paste this part here, and you have to replace the name of the slug, and that's all. But it is your responsibility now to make these changes work in the plugin. This way you will be learning, you will be committing some mistakes, and you will be actually learning how to create our plugin in a final way. All right. So I think we have covered almost everything. We have created our fully working plugin. We have made dynamic. We have utilized WordPress is built-in settings API. We have created our settings menu, settings page, settings fields, and saved everything. Apart from it, we have created our post type taxonomies, and obviously our filterable portfolio plugin is fully ready. So if you have any questions or queries, don't hesitate to ping me back. I'll be trying my best to reach you guys, and will try to reply you each and every comment. All right. If you like our work so far, please don't hesitate to like us and share us. While in the next coming series, we will be covering very awesome and most advanced tutorial where we will be utilizing Ajax. So our coming series is WordPress Advanced Ajax related stuff, where we will be creating 5 to 10 different plugins and different projects like load more posters and sliders and other stuff. And we will also be knowing how to actually utilize Ajax in WordPress. So for that, keep in touch and see you in the next series. So far, if you have any questions, let us know. Thank you. Bye bye.